Hey guys, it's Soralum1 and I am here with the other key keepers, Skyward Wing, HMK, The Gamers Joint, and today we're doing this little series of discussion videos across all 4 of our channels, and I'll have links to the other discussions in the description below because we got some really juicy discussions, and overall it's like an hour-long thing. It pretty much amounts to like a real key keeper stream. It's a key keeper stream divided across all of our channels, pretty much. And basically, E3's finished, but Kingdom Hearts 3 had like way too much news. Like there are heaps and heaps of interviews, little tidbits here and there, everywhere, and we all, have trouble keeping track, like Nomura told us last month. He was like, you guys are you're gonna have trouble keeping up with the news. So we decided to do it across all of our channels, and I'm gonna talk about 4 topics today that came out this week. So the first topic for Kingdom Hearts 3 is Nomura has confirmed that he will not be giving out a public demo for Kingdom Hearts 3. This is the Kingdom Hearts 3, as I said before, it's the premium showcase, and when 0.2 had a premium showcase, that one never went public either, so I was pretty much expecting it to be like, this demo was not going to be public. And I think it's okay. I know a lot of people are causing a storm on like social media and stuff because, especially with the game being delayed, they're like, oh, you owe us this demo because you delayed the game, you're doing the fans wrong and all this, and we deserve to play it too because we've been waiting however many years. And honestly, I think the demo not being public is probably for the better because there's data miners that could go into the code of the demo if Square doesn't clean up the code real good. And if they did clean up the code real good, that would just take extra development time and resources, which could be, messing with the development of the actual game. So I think Square is giving ample opportunity to everyone. I think, we're going to see Kingdom Hearts 3 probably at a lot of events, every major gaming event coming up, soon. Kingdom Hearts 3 will most likely be there. If Square is there, I bet Kingdom Hearts 3 will be there. And it's unfortunate that not everyone can afford to go to these events, but that's just the world we live in. And a public demo could harm, some news for the game or some big reveals, and it could give out spoilers and all that. So I'm cool with it. What do you guys think?
The Kingdom Hearts has never been safe from data miners either, because they did it for Dream Drop Distance, where they found that pirate ship layout and such, and they did it for Kingdom Hearts 2.8 and found models of, let's say, the Master of Masters and the box and just potential things like that. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is such a much bigger and massive scale of a game, and releasing a demo in a place where people can just download it and rip it apart, little things like sound bites, file names, things like that can, let's say it's mp4 dot old Xehanort, or just something along those lines of voice line 1, that, little things like that can be put out into the public, and that's not good, because it, or something like an unannounced Disney World. Let's say they have, I don't know, voice 1 Vanellope or voice 1 Tiana, just things we don't know, and put out there just because a little bit of data was reached out by these miners. And I'm giving a public demo. People have said I'm very biased because of the position I'm in, being able to play said demo before, but I don't think that's the case. You got to think about more of the bigger picture, not us, not just you guys, but everyone.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad they're not releasing what we've done, and a lot of people are going to try and screw up those words and take it out of context. But everyone's saying about the data mining and stuff like that, it's an issue. Kingdom Hearts is not exempt from it, and I really know that Square Enix and Disney, the big gigantic mouse conglomerate, is not going to risk 15 years of work just because everyone really wants to get their hands on the demo in their own personal home. They're doing more than enough when it comes to the fans, when it comes to having this demo playable publicly to many events. E3 was literally just the first. It will be playable at Anime Expo. It's going to be playable in the Japanese Appreciation Week in Paris. Like they said, any gaming event, or I would just say any type of geek event, if Square's going to be at it, they're going to have it playable. So I'm banking on it being playable at both Comic-Cons this year. It's probably going to be playable at Jump Festa. It's probably going to be playable at TGS. Japan's going to get their hands on it finally and stuff. And they're giving a lot of these chances to people to play the game. And at the same time, not only is this a demo that's available to the public if you go, it's also in a controlled environment. So Square Enix could keep their eyes on it and make sure people don't go crazy on possibly revealing anything like that. You know, Square Enix really wants to have a lot of surprises going into Kingdom Hearts 3, and they made that apparent to us when we played the demo in Santa Monica, especially when we couldn't record certain aspects like things we saw in the Toy Store world. So, you know, they really want to keep these surprises in check. They want to keep the demo under control. While they won't, I don't think they're going to release a public demo that everyone can download. It could be possible along the lines very close to release, like very close to release. Possibly we might see it at GameStop or something like that. So, you know, that's something that, you know, it could be under consideration by Square, and you guys have to really respect their wishes and stuff like that. It's totally understandable, and something that really, you know, is good for the community overall in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, I know from the outside perspective, it must be kind of like almost triggering to hear us talk about it, because it's like, oh, well, you guys have already played it, and it's just like Sky said, you know. But like Sky said, you know, you got to think about the bigger picture. We've been waiting so long for this game, and at this point, we've already been spoiled with One World. That was Monsters Inc. And so we don't want the same catastrophe to like go down again. I mean, it's been a known thing that Square Enix abbreviate worlds within a code. For instance, like Disney Castle, DC dot something something something, right? And I know it's just a demo, but those kind of things can definitely be lying around within the code itself. So I think, you know, I just don't think it's worth the risk in itself to potentially spoil, you know, what is to come. Again, we've been waiting so long. So. My boy! My boy! Wait, what is that?
No, it's the phone.
Hi, yes. Yeah, that's me. Hello. It's going good.
Just a short intermission.
Yes. Yes, that's correct.
What's the news?
It was about the parking. I was
Okay.
like, we're not charging you for the parking or anything. I was talking about that.
Oh, were we?
Free parking. Oh no.
But also, like, you know, Kingdom Hearts 3, the demo will be present at different conventions and expos, and looking out for my New Zealand brother and sisters, and also to the Australians. For New Zealand, look out for the Armageddon Expo, which will be happening later on this year, and then for Australia, look out for the EB Games Expo, because like we saw with 0.2, is literally everywhere. Like after E3, that was the first place, right? It was everywhere, so be on the lookout for that if you do want to get a chance.
Okay, so the next topic we have is Nomura confirms there are no plans for a season pass for the game right now, or DLC. They're kind of just working on the game right now, and honestly, this is some of the best news I have heard, because there was a very, very worrying little, I don't know, like a slip up on the Xbox store. And there was a like deluxe edition of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was a digital code. Digital only, so that would mean digital content. Deluxe edition for Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Microsoft Store, and it didn't say what came in it, but it was more than $60. And you know, that means most likely it was like some kind of season pass bundle, some kind of DLC bundle. And I was like, oh no, is Kingdom Hearts 3 gonna be having DLC like right away in its first year, or even like a month after launch? But with the way Nomura talked, it sounds like, you know, DLC is not really a big thing on their radar right now, and they're trying to work on the actual game, which is what all game developers should do, but you know, some unfortunately don't.
It's not a perfect world.
Yeah, but Nomura's doing the right thing, and he said, you know, if there is DLC, he would look into bringing like Kingdom Hearts 0.2's customization options for like Aqua, which means, oh, it also means like, you know, we might not be able to dress Sora up right at launch. Some people might be, it's really no big deal, but some people might be disappointed in that. I think DLC like that, cosmetic stuff, is great. When you're withholding actual world's story content that should be in the main game, that's where it gets, you know, a little blurry for me. But I'm very happy with this news. What do you think?
They also had said that if they do a specific pre-order bonuses, it's like, let's say if you have Kingdom Hearts 2 on the PS4 and the Xbox One, they have PS4 and Xbox One themed keyblades, and they have this one Japanese retailer that if you buy it from there, you get a themed keyblade from there. So is it possible that we'll see a pre-order, like you get a GameStop Keyblade or Best Buy or Walmart, or just that might be the world we live in? And I'm just like, oh, okay. But aside from that, I love 0.2 customization. Would very much have it back, and just add the objectives too, because that's how you got a lot of the cosmetics. I think that added a lot of replayability. It was really, really fun.
When it comes to the news about DLC, I'm very happy about this, and you know, I've been screaming specifically the same thing. If Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna do DLC, final mix.
Yes.
Alright, that's all I really want for DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3. The keyblade things, I mean, that's cool. Like you said, it's aesthetic. You know, that's neat. You know, it's not really something I'll go for. And I'm not really in a rush to have a PlayStation themed Star Secret keyblade. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm glad that Nomura is taking this tactic because as we go further and further into the gaming industry from where it was back then, a lot of people are doing DLC, a lot of people are doing season pass, and I just don't like it when the season pass gives stuff that you said should have been in the main game from the beginning. If everything is supplemental, that's fine.
Final Fantasy 15.
Destiny.
Destiny. Ooh.
Destiny. So it should definitely be like this model, and Nomura is, thank you Nomura for taking that into consideration. But Final Mix.
It's gotta be Final Mix. Yeah, no, I think the current DLC situation is fantastic. We got the confirmation. Nomura does not like the season pass model. Respect to you, Nomura. Papa Nomura, thank you so much. But we don't want to go through the game where it's like the Riku section is like not touched upon at all, and then like after the game, a few months later, like episode Riku coming out in 3 months, and it's like, what?
I'm gonna put that money for episode Rocks. I'm telling you that, like.
Right. But like we want this complete story experience. That's how every single Kingdom Hearts game has been, and I think part of the reason as to why we love Kingdom Hearts so much, it doesn't just come down to the gameplay. It's a super fun game to play, but its story is so good, and I don't want to go through that game with plot holes had due to DLC. So that thing's not happening. I think the DLC Keyblades are completely harmless. They're aesthetic wise, so I don't have any problem with that. In fact, I think that's kind of what we were more so like looking towards when looking towards Kingdom Hearts DLC. Most of us were coming up with the idea, alright, Keyblades, additions and all that kind of stuff, data battles, Final Mix-esque stuff. I think that's what we should be focusing on when looking at DLC.
Alright, so the next topic we got is various sources have confirmed this week that Kingdom Hearts 3 at release will only be having English and Japanese dubbing, and I don't mean that on one disc. It doesn't mean dual audio, but like the only dubs they're doing for the game worldwide is one English dub and one Japanese dub. And this concerns some people because in the past Kingdom Hearts game, I think specifically Kingdom Hearts 2 had like German dubs and like Spanish dubs and all that, so it's a little bit of like a step down from what we used to get for Kingdom Hearts. And I've actually seen a lot of you guys tweeting at me and the rest of us saying like, European dubbing for Kingdom Hearts 3. We've seen it. The thing about the dubbing aspect is Nomura has come out and he has said that the reason why this game was pushed to 2019, or at least a big reason why, is because of the dubbing for English, and they wanted to keep the English and Japanese release dates as close as possible. I still don't know why it's not same day, but as close as possible. And the English dubbing actually delayed the game for everyone, for the Japanese as well.
Yeah, they're the one who got shafted, not us.
Yeah, Japanese, they probably had their game ready for sure for 2018, but now we're all getting it in 2019. So if we really did push for this like European dubbing thing, just know like if you want to join in on that movement, if it actually gets noticed, it could be like delaying the game even more. I think something Square could do maybe is I know some games do this, but like release like a free voice pack a few months later.
Post-release voice packs, yeah.
Yeah, and just add those dubs in later without delaying the game. That would be nice, because I do want everyone to be able to play the game in their preferred language, but it looks like with the way they have their plan set up right now, that's just not happening, and we don't really want the game to get delayed again, so.
Yeah, I feel for you. Like, I'm sorry. That's really sucks, especially like German speakers, Portuguese, just anything that isn't English or Japanese. I think that's really rough. I hope is there a way for them to, like, if they don't speak English or Japanese, play the game? Is there something?
Yeah, there's subtitles.
So it's not impossible, right? But voice packs, I think, would be a great thing. I understand, because to be fair, like, if they did, I prefer the English voice acting over the Japanese, of course, but if it really came down to a point where they had Kingdom Hearts 3 only released in Japan, like they had their first initial release date and it came with English subtitles, I'd be okay with that, because then I could understand what's going on. But hearing it in all of its glory, I do understand wanting that, and I feel for you guys. But I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't really know what to say. It's rough.
Yeah,
It's just
a lot of people, you know, I would like for everyone to enjoy it in their own native language, but a lot of people don't understand when it comes to the localization process of dubbing outside of Japan. It's rough. It is so rough because, I mean, in Japan, like, they just find the voice actors and hire them and do them, screen them, do them, and that's it. But in other countries, there's unions, there's guilds, there's things they have to go through. They're gonna have to go through people, PR, and especially when it comes to the English side of things, the reason why Kingdom Hearts 3 got delayed is because, you know, we have all these iconic Disney voices, which is an English-based company, American, that have all these iconic roles, and then Disney and Square have to, like, you know, really buckle down. It's like, oh, who can we bring back? Who can we afford? When it comes to these people that have never been represented outside of their film or in video games at all, we gotta screen these people to see how close they can register their voices to the original voice. And then once again, they have to go through unions, they have to go through guilds and stuff like that. And it's a long process. And especially if English was having this much trouble, then you know that any other language when it comes to, like, German, Spanish, Portuguese is gonna have close to the same amount of, you know, time when it comes to localizing the product and whatnot. So like we were saying, post-release voice packs, that would be something that would be great. It could appease everyone, but it's something you're gonna have to probably wait for. And you know, I don't want to say that, you know, those without languages other than English or Japanese are getting shafted, but I mean, like, it's something a little bit to be expected, especially since you know, these two companies, Square Enix, Japanese-based, Disney, American-based, and of course the primary language, even though it's not official, is English. So, you know, it's something to be expected. Of course, those were their priorities, but along the lines when it comes to other voices, I feel that, you know, Disney will appease it, especially since we had those voices in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really don't know what else to say other than, like, I'm sorry that really does suck. It's one thing to experience the story with subtitles because you get the context, but then again, it's a different experience actually, like, feeling the emotion through the voice because it's displayed differently opposed to simply just, you know, reading text, right? I think the voice pack thing is a really good idea as well. And then again, I feel like Square might be in a situation where it could be like, okay, if they catered, you know, to, like, the German audience, then what about the French audience?
Right.
You know what I mean? So it would be hard to cater to absolutely every single different country. But I think the idea of, you know, at least having voice packs after the launch would be a right step in the right direction.
Yeah. So our final topic of today, Nomura has announced that they are planning to make these recap videos for the story, and they're going to be putting it on YouTube. I think they said, like, 5 hours of content.
I think it's just
Five videos.
It's thick.
But he said that it will be within the hours type amount of time.
5 videos that, you know, will go into the hours. And I think that's cool. They're doing everything they possibly can to get these new fans in there and get people caught up on the story and all that. They just released these collections. They're bundling the collections with Kingdom Hearts 3 for $100 now, and they're releasing these free videos that will recap you on the story. So at this point, you know, when 2019 rolls around early next year, there's really no excuse. I think he's also talked about including the videos on the disc. There's no excuse to, you know, not be ready for Kingdom Hearts 3, at least in some capacity. Of course, I do think it's best to buy the collections and play the games yourself, but I think this is a really nice move to just kind of streamline the experience for a lot of new fans, because I understand when you tell someone, like, hey, you should get into Kingdom Hearts, and then they check out the collections, that is, like, a really...
It's overwhelming.
It's a big, overwhelming commitment, and they're just like, ooh,
there's a lot
like,
of content now.
You know, like, I feel the same way when people tell me I should watch, like, One Piece or something, and I'm like, oh my, that's, like, a lot of episodes. So I feel all the new fans when they look at the Kingdom Hearts collections and they're like, oh, that's a lot, plus I don't understand decimal points or whatever. So the videos are nice. They did say they're gonna have Chirithy narrating, and that's, like, the only...
I've seen a lot of complaints about this. Like,
yeah.
they're like, this is gonna be so annoying.
What's wrong with Chirithy?
That's the
I don't
only
know.
drawback.
Yeah, I think Chirithy's
The
great.
voice is, like, just... It's like very cutesy, and listening to that
But
for
you
like
can only
5
handle it for so
or like
long.
like 5 whole videos. Ooh,
We'll see
I
how
hope
it
they're
is.
good. I hope they're good.
The way I feel about it is, I think preferred everyone should play the collections. They're super cheap now. You can probably get the whole Kingdom Hearts series for $40 in US dollars. But just sitting down, and if this is going to the hours, I'm assuming 2, 3, or 4. Are you really gonna understand everything? because like we had to play games, and just trying to compress all that information into one and make it clear for everything. They're probably gonna highlight things that are way more important in 3, and I feel like they're gonna, you know, kind of brush off things that aren't gonna be super important in 3. Just things to keep in mind.
So I'm actually really excited for this video recap because I want to see, you know, because since Nomura is making it, there's a lot of things I feel that, you know, fans were really like discussing or arguing about aspects within Kingdom Hearts, and this is coming from the man himself, so I feel like not only will it help streamline the series for those who haven't played it, I feel that it will clarify a lot of things that people argue about. So that's the main thing I'm really excited about, because I mean, like, it'll be ho hum if it was made by Disney or it was made by Square Enix, but Nomura's like, nah, I'm doing this, so I'm extremely excited for that, to see what he's clarified so we can put certain things to rest. I'm ready.
Yeah, I think it's great that it's been made by the dude who made the story in itself. That way there's not going to be like anything that doesn't make sense or anything that's not right, of course. So yeah, but it will be interesting to see how they compact this convoluted, almost mess of, like, oh my god, like, into 5 hours. Like, wow, that's gonna be really interesting to see. But I'm extremely excited, and I just have to say, like, respect to Square Enix, because, you know, we've received 1.5, we received 2.5, then 1.5, 2.5, and now they're doing even more to try, you know, catch people up to speed. Dream Drop Distance had the Chronicles section where you could go into that and you could, you know, review all of the games and stuff. Of course, that's a lot of reading, so I gotta say respect to them for actually putting a video production together and, you know, allowing newcomers to like watch through that, at least get a, you know, a gist of how everything works, what this means, what that means. So I'm looking forward to watching it for myself. I think it's going to be a fantastic way for newcomers to dip in before the game itself. You were mentioning that apparently it's going to be included on Kingdom Hearts 3. Like,
yeah, there's talks of putting it on the disc.
I think that's very important. Yeah, I hope that they actually do include that. So,
4K
yeah.
Blu-ray.
Good job, Square. You're doing a really good job.
And you're really right about that. Respect to Square for trying their best, because they're going to be releasing these completely for free, I'm pretty sure.
No cost.
So, you know, free story, catch up for everyone. And like you said, I think it would be really cool to see Nomura's take on it, because then Nomura can also emphasize what's important for us, you know, and it might give us a different perspective on things that happened in the past. Well, that's all the Kingdom Hearts news we were going to talk about in this video. There are still 3 other videos on these three other lovely guys' channels that you guys can go check out in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. We're the Key Keepers. I'm Soralum1, Skyward Wing, HMK, The Gamers Joint, and check out the other videos. Other than that, we'll catch you guys later.